And we are live. And good morning, Tanya Aliza. How are you doing today?
I am super. Christina, thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you taking a little time out to talk to me this morning, actually. I know you're super busy right now, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, anything I can do for you and your people, I'm all for it. So thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's going to be fun.
Sweet. So listen, guys, I wanted to have Tanya on because I actually recently have been participating in 100 Day Biz Builder Challenge, and first really was exposed to Tanya. That's my first exposure to Tanya on a more direct basis. I'd actually heard your name all around, and I heard your name so much before the challenge that I had gone to your blog but just hadn't had the opportunity to plug in before the 100-day challenge. And you came and did a training for us about blogging, and I was just like, whoa. I'll have to be honest with you, Tanya. Before we get started, how about I give you an opportunity to tell everybody about yourself a little bit and give you a little bit about your background, okay?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. And it's cool that you found me through the 100-day challenge. I know a lot of people found me through the 100-day challenge, and it's just really getting out there. Really short, brief, because I can probably talk forever about my story because it's pretty awesome. The last few years of my life have been pretty awesome. But in 2009 was when I kind of got started in network marketing, and I kind of got warmed up to the concept of building residual income. And I had a finance background, so I worked in the office all day long, pretty much like 6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day, and I liked the idea of leverage and creating a residual income. And I knew that one day I wanted to be a mom, so that would be important for me to start building that so I could stay at home with the kids. So I really liked the concept of leverage, and then I found the internet, and I kind of started Googling and finding ways to build my business through the internet and actually have people attracted to me and kind of come into my world and ask me about my business. And that was back in 2010. So from 2010 to now, it's been an incredible ride. I spent about 12 to 18 months learning everything that I know. I spent a lot of money learning. I spent a lot of time, but it was all worth it. Because I've gotten some amazing results online, most of it through directing everybody back to my personally branded infrastructure, which is my blog, and having people connect with me on a daily basis and wanting to do business with me some way, shape, or form somehow. And really, I've been having that happen over the last 24 months, and then I really just wanted a way to teach people how to have the same thing happen for them, because it was really great that I was having all this, happen to me, but there were lots of people coming to my world, and they were like, Tanya, I want to do what you did. How can you show me? And I'm like, well, how do I cram like 12 to 18 months worth of knowledge in like one conversation with somebody who's asking that question? And it's pretty much impossible. So I went on a big, long journey to create something that I know that you've just recently got your hands on, and it's been making waves right now, and people are talking about it, people are excited about it, and it's actually like a way that I can walk people through video training on how to get their brand and their blog set up so they can start using it in the way that I've been able to use it to attract more business, more clients, more business, get their brand out there so they have basically less resistance when they're making their sales and more leverage in their business. So it's been an incredible ride.
So that's really good because that was actually a question I was going to ask is what is the importance, what is a brand for those who really don't understand what branding is? What is a brand and why is it so important to have a blog to help you build this brand?
Yeah, because I didn't know that back in the day either. Like, I had no idea. I was just like, you just don't know what you don't know if nobody teaches you, right? So I kind of just looked at all of these leaders that were in the space that I wanted to be in, or I wanted to be in their shoes, and I kind of looked at what they had going on. And in my words, a brand is just your positioning and how you put yourself out there. And you can do that offline, but you can also do that online, and I'm kind of the expert in the online world. So it's just positioning yourself in a way where you give value. You're kind of out there saying, hey, I have stuff to share with you, and you're giving value that kind of lead into sales or coaching or book sales or whatever you have, whatever entrepreneur type you are. But it's just your positioning, right? It's just positioning yourself properly so that people take notice that you exist and you're, in their eyes, a person of value that they want to get to know more of or learn more from or kind of aspire to be. So that's kind of what branding is just the positioning. And if you look at all of the leaders that are out there in the space making the big bucks or in the position, they always kind of have some sort of online brand presence through their blog or their Facebook or their YouTube channel. And you have to have a brand in this day and age. I posted an article back from 2009 on my Facebook wall the other day, and in 2009, CNN was already talking about how important personal branding is. And if you don't personally brand yourself at least a little bit and start, you're going to be left in the dust as far as business goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to be honest and tell you that I was one of those people that, I was relatively new to online marketing, and while I have a primary opportunity, a business opportunity offline, I was really trying to figure out how to bring it online and market online, but I was very much sold that I could actually do this without a blog. I mean, I'll just use my social media as my hub, so to speak. But what I've grown to recognize is, for so many reasons, the blog is important to have as your home base because you own it, right?
Yeah.
And with social media, you don't have a lot of control. You're limited on whatever their technology is, and you have to kind of deal with the changes of their algorithms and all of that. So for those who were like me prior to being exposed to you in the 100-Day Challenge, really kind of hone in on the importance of your blog and why it's, best to use it as a home base.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned, Christina, you mentioned it. I mean, the biggest thing is you own it, you control your visitors when they're there. So, I mean, we still use social media, and it's not to say that you can't have success just using social media, because I know a lot of people that have had success just using social media, but there's a cap. And if you really want to kind of step out from the noise and really position your solid position, like no one can take it away, then you have to have your own blog. Or, some people confuse a blog with a website. It's pretty much the same thing. You can't even tell the difference if you're on someone's website or blog. So for those of you out there who was like me, like, what the heck is a blog? It's pretty much just like your own website, right? But if you don't have that, we're starting to see now YouTube channels getting shut down, especially for home business, just because there's such a stigma for some weird reason attached to home business, even though it's the best industry in the world, in my biased opinion. But I mean, we're starting to see accounts getting shut down. You don't control. And what if you were to create content and build your brand status on an infrastructure, a platform that you don't control? One day they change their rules and they say, we don't like you anymore and your stuff, and they shut you down. 2 years of your content, of your value, of your followers are completely gone. Completely. So you have to have a viable long-term option, and you have to, really take that leadership role and build your blog and still do social media, but link all your social media back into the world that you control, which is your blog. So, if I do a post on Facebook, it'll be like a story, a piece of value, and then it'll link back to one of my blog posts or my videos on my blog. Now people are in your world, and you control that. You can have them reading more of your content, reading your about page on your blog, getting to know you, building that relationship with you, opting in to become leads because they want to know what you're offering and how to be more connected with you. So the biggest thing is you have more control over your visitors. There's less distractions on your blog because you control the distractions you want your visitors to go through. And then you own it, and no one can ever take that away. And if you learn to employ a strategy, so I've been blogging since pretty much 2010, I've been blogging. And if I tried, I couldn't, even if I tried today, turn my leads that I get off. They're coming in whether I do anything that day or not, just because over those years I built up a content base and followers. And that's really cool if you're in home business, because if you want to be that leader that people seek, you need to have that. And you need to teach people how to be able to do that. And you could create a lead flow. I was talking to somebody who's actually really successful in their business, their home business already, and they're just like, I want to brand myself a little more online and learn what you do. If you get busy with too many leads, that's like a good problem to have, and that's kind of where we're at in our business. You can have a lead share program together for your business and your team. So if you had something like that, you could share your leads with your team. How far could you go as a leader in home business? Now, this is for the bigger thinkers, but it's, you know, the sky's the limit when it comes to generating leads and having your personal online brand and blog for you and your team.
Absolutely, especially if you are in a home business that is more like a network marketing or whatever, where you do have an organization and your passive money actually comes from the depth in your organization.
Yes.
And the more your organization is able to, get benefit from those fruits, everybody, it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, that's really good thinking.
And I don't know, Christina, have you ever bought leads or cold called leads or anything like that?
No, I've never done any cold call.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I know a lot of people that do. And the biggest difference, I mean, if anyone's watching this interview right now and you have bought leads or anything, you've gotten that lead list and you start calling, you're probably getting people that are like, who are you? What are you talking about? What are you trying to sell me, right? Well, when a lead is generated on your blog, they already know you. And when you pick up the phone to call them or you send them an email to connect with them, they're like ultra excited to hear from you. And in their mind, you're a mini celebrity. And they like are excited to do business. They're excited to hear from you. It was a profound concept when I got started in calling my leads and connecting more with my leads that were coming in. I'm like, holy smacks, this is profound.
Because it takes all the hard work off the front end of it, right?
Yeah.
And so really it allows you to stay in that position of more of a consultant, right? If I'm understanding you correctly?
Yeah, I mean, they admire what you're doing just because you positioned yourself right, you know, and it doesn't take much to do that. You don't have to already be a top earner or have a big elaborate success story to start branding yourself. And you got to remember, if you're positioning yourself and someone's not positioning themselves yet, you're already one step more ahead of them, that they're admiring that. And there's a lot of value that you can give once you position yourself that way, even if you're not a top earner yet.
So here's one of the great things about branding, if I can sort of put a visual to it, for those who are really not sure exactly still what branding is, and it's kind of hard to really grasp if you've never heard it before, right? But for me, branding would be an example of when I first went to your blog site, and I looked at your blog. One thing that I've noticed about you, which is consistent, even when I see you on your videos, no matter where I see you, whether it's Facebook, wherever I see you, I associate you with a soft background and beautiful pastel colors, because that's your blog. That's the brand that I see on all your social media. When I see you, even in person, like right now, it's the soft background with the pretty pastel colors, right?
Cool. That's awesome.
I mean, that's kind of like, is that a fair?
Yeah. I mean, I get emails all the time, and I mean, this is where you can really let your true self shine out. And I mean, I remember when I was getting started online, I thought you had to be all professional and wear because I come from corporate America, right? So I'm like, oh, let's be professional and tight and wear the collars. And, you know, it was so funny because the more I do this and the longer I do this, the more I realize that the more real you are and the more you're in tune with your true self and you can let that shine, that's what people resonate with. That's what people associate you with, which is who you really are. And I get emails and text messages all the time. Tanya, thank you so much for your videos. You're so real and down to earth, and you seem like you're having fun. And so, you know, biggest thing is when you're doing anything, social media, you're building your blog, whatever, be you, be real, be quirky. I mean, if you're quirky, don't worry about being not quirky. I mean, be quirky. I'm quirky. I do weird things. And that's all your brand, and people love it. People love it when you're a real person. But yeah, I get that all the time. So thank you. I mean, my branding's working.
It's working. It's working. Yeah. So really, just to sum it up, because again, I know you're just crazy busy. Um, I wanted to ask you one last question, and then I'll kind of wrap it up in a bow. I noticed also that although you're so successful online, your blog is very successful. This ultimate branding blueprint, which is this new training that you've just created, that you're working on getting out and getting the word out on now. All of these things really ultimately help you build your primary business opportunity, correct?
Yeah.
A lot of people are unsure, where blogging falls into that, but you have been quite successful at it. You want to speak to that real quickly?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, cool. And yeah, if you guys are connected to Christina, she'll probably have a way that you guys can get connected more with the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, which has been a great, big, great, awesome hit. And what you want to do is you want
Caesar
to.
Rodriguez in
Is
the
that
background.
Caesar?
Hey, Caesar.
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
We're recording an interview, hun. It's okay. We walk on each other's business all the time.
No problem. That's Caesar Rodriguez in the background.
The famous Caesar, everyone. The famous Caesar.
Yeah, little cameos, celebrity cameos. We like to do that here.
See, quirky, have fun, all about your branding. But yeah, I mean, if you have, yeah, connect with Christina more, and she can get your hands on a copy of the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. It'll literally, like, completely eliminate your confusion of why you need to be branding and how exactly to set it up, step-by-step video tutorials. It was like, if I were to coach somebody, that would be what you go through. So basically, yeah, I mean, offline business, absolutely. I mean, people just view you differently when you have a brand presence of some kind, either offline or online. Like I said, I'm the online girl. But even if you have a brand presence online, you have a blog. For example, I went and got my hair done, and I got this amazing hairstylist here in town, and we're chatting, she's doing the hair, and she's really wanting to learn how to get her business, because she does some stuff on the side, some aesthetics on the side. She's like, how do I just get out there more? And I was like, well, you could do a few things, and we ended up talking. And then she's like, well, I also really want to make some more money. And so she started talking, and I'm like, well, I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but maybe we should set something up. We can talk a little bit about my business and what we do. And like, these are the conversations we have in network marketing all the time, right? You go out, you meet a sharp person, they start talking, you're like, man, my opportunity would probably be really good for them. But what I did is I just actually said, hey, go to my blog. I've got a blog post, check it out, and then I'm going to contact you, and we're going to set something up, and I'm going to show you what I do, and it may or may not be a fit, but if it is, great, I'd love to show you more. And so she went on my blog before I even booked the appointment with her to view my opportunity presentation, and it just immediately on my blog, it's like sense of ultra credibility and authority. And when I set up that meeting now with her to show my opportunity, she's going to be like, this person is somebody I need to listen to. She's got her stuff together. She takes her business seriously. I need to know what she knows. So that's kind of how it would work in the offline sense as well as the online sense. I mean, people are finding you online, but you can use your blog to add a lot of credibility and authority so people start taking you and your business more seriously, even offline.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you couldn't ask for something better than that. I mean, it sounds like, this blogging is one of those things that's going to give you the authority online and offline and make all the transitions so much better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It has for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that people have a hard time with is just the back and forth or the resistance. And to have that out of the way and be able to just get to business is phenomenal.
Yeah. Absolutely, and we've seen such great testimonials fall through with that exact thing happening. So it's been really a blessing to have this for people, and just seeing their businesses take on a whole new light is quite rewarding. And I've got all of my students and my followers and my fans, and Christina, I've got you to thank for that. So I'm very grateful, and I just want to say thanks for all of that.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you really coming on and giving me a few minutes of your time because I know you are so busy right now. I'm excited about this ultimate branding blueprint, guys. I will definitely leave some information in the show notes here so that you can plug into that and take advantage of it because this is really it's an awesome training.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. You're doing some cool things with your people, and one thing I can immediately tell from you, Christina, and we've just, we haven't known each other for too long. We're just getting to know each other, which is awesome. But you've got a great sense of integrity and care for your people, and that goes a long way in this industry because there's a lot of hype online, and so when we can cut through that, it goes a long, long way. So,
absolutely.
Congrats to you.
Thank you very much. Tell Caesar he can have you back now. You're taking up all your time.
He just got home yesterday. He's been out in Jersey. We haven't seen each other for almost like 3 weeks, so we're going to maybe hang a little bit today after we get some work done. We're swamped, but trying to find that quality time in that space as well is a good idea, right?
Right. Well, Tanya Aliza, thanks again, and you have a good one, and I'll be talking to you really soon, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, absolutely, Christina. You rock, girl. Thank you very much.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye, hon. Thank you.